All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is RJK Golf. My name is Riley Kegel if you're new to the channel. Today we're actually doing a really cool video, first of its kind for this channel. My friend Isaac just got a flight scope, one of the bigger ones. It looks just like a TrackMan, and we are going to go out and do some distance gapping tests with my new Srixon irons as well as my wedges and my woods. But specifically, I really want to see how far these new irons are going before my big trip to the Philippines this week, which is something else we're going to be talking about in this video. So guys, we're going to take a look at the gap testing, why it's important, and touch on a little bit of the trip before I head out tomorrow. So let's head out to the course now. Come on, Olive. All right, what's up, guys? We're finally out here at the course. I got Isaac behind me. He's gonna be helping me out today with his flight scope so we can get the yardages dialed in. He's the tech guy. He just got the flight scope in, so he was kind enough to help me get my yardages for my new clubs before I head out to this trip. So what we're finding today is the distance gapping between my irons, which there's a big misconception that, you know, you might hit one club 140 yards, another one 150 yards. And for the general golfer, that, you know, that probably works out okay. But, you know, for what I'm trying to do, and if we're gonna go try and win some golf tournaments, we're gonna need to know the exact yardages that we're hitting these clubs, especially because they're new to me. You know, right now I'm doing a lot of guessing, and with Isaac's help today, I think we're gonna be able to figure out exactly how far we're hitting each club. All right, guys, just real quick, Isaac is so nice to be helping me out here today. He's actually going and picking up the balls as I hit them, you know, from our little spot over here. So it's going really well so far, but I just kind of want to show you guys what it looks like on the screen. So these are the numbers that I'm getting. You can see carry distance, which is the main number I'm looking for right now, but we're also getting the total distance here, lateral movement. So that one was a 1 yard draw, which is what we're looking for. This was a little knockdown 9-iron that I hit, that I like to hit. About 8,000 on the RPM of spin, club head speed, ball speed, angle of attack, smash factor, really anything you could be looking for, we've got here for us right now. So let me go take a look and see exactly which flight scope this is. Looks like it's the XI. So we're just through the 9-iron right now, so we're just gonna keep it rolling and see what kind of results we get. Let's keep going. All right, guys, let's just wrap up this video real quick. We have all the numbers here. I'm gonna throw them up on the screen so I don't have to read them all. So if you guys just wanna pause the video, you can look at them now. Okay, so the things that are of note here, I would say when you look at the, you know, the wedges and maybe through the 8-iron, how there's a pretty consistent gap, really above 10 yards for each of those clubs. But then when you get into the mid irons, it goes down to 10. And then when you get down into the long irons, it goes down to like 8 or 9 yards. I think that this is really important to note because it takes, when there's less loft, it takes more speed to get the ball up in the air. So, you know, I think that, you know, for me, that's just nice to know the yardage, just so, you know, I know how far I'm hitting my clubs. But for the recreational player, that's important because maybe you're sitting there saying you don't hit your mid to long irons very well. You know, honestly, that might mean that it's a good time to look at some hybrids for those clubs because you need less speed to get the ball up in the air when when the weight's moved further back, it gets the ball up in the air easier. So I think that's really important to take a look at if you do distance gap testing for yourself. See what those long irons are like. They might. I saw a video of a 15 handicap that was hitting a 6-iron longer than his 4 and his 5-iron because he couldn't get them up in the air. So distance gapping tests, very important for everyone. You know, for me even, I mean, we're talking 8 yards between the 5 and the 4 iron. That probably needs to change. It's going to have to do for now, but that's just one important note, looking at those gaps from the short clubs to the longer clubs. Okay, the next thing is one of the things that we talked about earlier in the video, that is your clubs are not going to fall on the perfect 10-yard increment. So it's not going to be, 130 yards for this club, 140 yards for this club, 150 yards for this club. If that's the way that you play golf, if you don't play very often and you're just getting into the game and you just need something really easy to remember, that's fine. But if you want to have any sort of consistency in your game or any kind of growth with the way that you score and that you play golf, you just have to come to the realization that it's just not going to be that way. And you're going to need to know, because you might need to, you might be hitting your 8-iron and you say, okay, it's 160 yards, but the pin's in the back on top of a ridge, and you could just hit a knockdown 7-iron and get it to that yardage, but instead you hit the 8-iron, you're 3 yards short and you roll back to the front of the green. I mean, that's a real thing that happens. So it is very important to know the exact yardages that you hit clubs, so that you're always able to hit the right shot, and it gives you a much higher rate of success. Even Tiger Woods said in the prime, well, even to this day, but especially in the prime of his career, the most important thing was being pin high. The only way you get pin high is by knowing your yardages. So guys, please let me know if this was helpful to you doing the distance gapping test, so that you guys can kind of see what my numbers look like and be helpful for my professional golf career. But also tell me if you've had a distance gapping test, or if you're considering it, if you would actually go ahead and do it just to figure out your numbers. So last thing before I go, quick update on the professional golf career. I'm about to go spend 5.5 weeks playing 4 events over on the Philippine Golf Tour. I've said it 100 times this year for various different reasons, but once again, this is the biggest opportunity of my professional golf career. 2019 has been exceptionally good to me, so I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity to continue my professional golf career playing on the Philippine Golf Tour. Now that I'm a member of the tour, I get to play. This is the second half of the season. I already played in 1. There's 4 in a row here, and then there's 1 more a little bit later in the year that I might go play, depending on money and where I'm standing on the Order of Merit. And speaking of the Order of Merit, that's the main goal in going over. Obviously, I'd like to win a golf tournament and make some money, but if I get into the top 40 of the Order of Merit for this run of events, then I am eligible to play in the Philippine Golf Tour next year without the need of going to Q school. So if I could do that, man, that would be a huge benefit to my professional golf career. I just wanted to also say thank you to everyone that has become a patron. I believe we're up to about $1,100 or $1,200 a year from the Patreon page, which is a great start. So thank you to all of those who are doing that. I would also like to thank everyone who has supported the GoFundMe page that I've made for this upcoming trip to the Philippines, which is, just crucial. The financial support that everyone's given. I can't thank you guys enough. There's no pressure for anyone to give financially, but if you have the opportunity to, and you think that my vision for my professional golf career and some golf content is worth it, and you're willing to give some money, that is very helpful. So thank you to everyone. I'm going to leave the link below for both the Patreon page and the GoFundMe. I'm going to leave the Patreon page is up forever, really, but the GoFundMe page I'll leave up through this trip. So if at any point in time you decide that it's right for you to give financially, I would very much appreciate it. If you can't give financially, there's no pressure, and I still appreciate all the support. If you could like and subscribe and share the content that I make, just the exposure that I get can be just as helpful. So, follow RJK Golf on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I'll be getting on a plane tomorrow, Thursday, at 7:15 in the morning, local time here, and I'll be landing 9:30 at night local time in Manila on Friday. It's gonna be a whirlwind day or so, but once again, thanks everyone. Keep up to date here on the YouTube channel with all the vlogs to come from this trip, and let's go win a golf tournament. Thanks for being part of the journey.